Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Veterinary Business Podcast, your go-to place for inspiration, guidance, and real stories from the world of veterinary medicine. I'm Adisha, one of your co-hosts, and today's episode dives into a challenge that many veterinary practice owners quietly struggle with: the strain on emergency services caused by high patient volumes, misused ER visits, and the stress it creates for staff and clients alike. To help us unpack this, we are thrilled to welcome Naren Arulraja to the show. Naren is the mastermind behind the Veterinary Business Podcast and the CEO of Ekwa Marketing, one of the most trusted digital marketing organizations in the US and Canada. With over 15 years of experience serving veterinary practice owners and a dedicated client base of more than 150 clinics, Naren brings unmatched insight into helping practices optimize marketing, educate clients, and grow successfully. Our topic today is emergency or not: how strategic marketing can reduce the misuse of emergency veterinary services. Hello, Naren. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Adisha, for having me. And I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a wonderful conversation.
Absolutely. And I believe our listeners are already familiar with your work and contributions to the veterinary community, but it's truly a pleasure to have you here with us. So let's get started. Naren, with nearly 2 decades of experience in the industry and having partnered with many veterinary clinics, you've seen this challenge from every angle. From your unique vantage point, how has the task of educating pet owners on what constitutes a true emergency evolved, and what digital strategies are proving most effective in today's landscape?
Absolutely. It's a great question. Thank you, Adisha, once again for interviewing me today. And I think let's dive into this very, very important topic. We all keep hearing about AI, right? It won't be too long from now when AI robots would work around our houses, work in factories. And already we are seeing self-driving cars. And the impact of AI in knowledge workers is even higher. Jobs like accounting, even legal work, many of these things can now be done by AI, at least 70, 80% of the work. Why? Because, a contract is a contract is a contract. AI is smart enough to understand what you need and then customize that contract for you. Yes, humans will be still involved, but they might only just oversee things versus having to do everything from scratch. Now, in this changing landscape, the world of how people find you and how people choose you is also evolving. But what hasn't changed is human psychology. For example, you can't force somebody to become your client. They have free will. They can choose with their wallets who they go to and who they not go to. So you have to be doing the things that makes them want to come to you. One of the mistakes I see practice owners make is not understand the difference between organic and paid when it comes to psychology. Organic means you get free traffic. You get traffic from, Google search, for example. When people type in specific keywords, you show up. That's organic, right? Now, paid means people, pay for an ad. So, for example, next to that free search where you are showing up at the top was, for example, through SEO. If you are not showing up for SEO, you might pay Google lots of money to get a paid ad next to that keyword. Same thing with social media. You could become an influencer. If you're an influencer, you could get 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 people to see your content. Now that builds your brand, right? Now that's organic. Now the challenge with becoming an influencer is only 1 out of 100 of you will be successful at it. Everybody else will try but not get any free traffic. So again, you can rely on paid. But the problem with paid, whether it's Google paid or social media paid, is people don't trust paid ads, right? The average person from, SEO paid ads Google paid ads will give you 15 seconds, 1-5. The average person from regular search engine optimization will give you 90 seconds. And then the average person from social media ads will only give you 5 seconds. Why? Because of trust. So you want to make sure that you continue to lean more into organic methods. The other thing I would emphasize is in 2025, Google reviews are ever more important. So are you getting a consistent stream of new Google reviews? These are some of the things I would lean on: organic and Google reviews. And when I say consistent stream of new Google reviews, I'm thinking at least 10 or more a month, at least.
Okay. With that being said, now when it comes to proactively guiding a pet owner behavior, right? We have a vast digital toolkit from SEO and targeted social media to automated email campaigns. In your experience leading Ekwa Marketing, where are you seeing the best return on investment for practices? Is there a particular channel or blend of channels that consistently deliver results in educating clients before they reach the ER door?
Yeah, so you're talking about a unique practice that also takes care of emergency cases as well as regular clients. I do think it's not really a particular set of channels, it's more of a particular strategy that will work. See, you have to understand the buying process that your pet parents go through when they choose you, right? Because if you don't understand that buying process, you can't optimize for it. So, how does that buying process work? Like in anything that a human buys, first they have to know you, right? They need to know you are one of the options for what they need. So that's step number one. Do they know you when they need to know you? Number two, they have to like you. We do business with those we like. Famous quote from Dale Carnegie, the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Number three, they have to trust you. So what are you doing to get people to know you? What are you doing to get people to like you? And then what are you doing to get people to trust you? And if you're doing those things at an A+ level, you're going to do really, really, really well. So that's a strategy. To get people to know you, again, like I said, it's better to be found when they're looking for someone like you. Whatever they are typing in, they're typing in hundreds of those different phrases and keywords. Are you showing up near the top? So now if you are showing up near the top for these hundreds of phrases and keywords, that means you are crushing helping people know you. That's step number one. Because it's not an ad, they trust you implicitly, right? It's kind of like getting a reference from a professor versus having a paid spokesperson promote a product, right? So it's totally different, right? When you get a reference from a fellow doctor or fellow authority, you trust it. People are going to Google 3 billion times a day, and they're looking for the organic answers, the natural results, not for the ads. So that's step number one. What are you doing to get people to find you? Second is, what are you doing to get people to like you? That's where I think videos are helpful because, today people are deciding whether they like you or not, even before they come into your office. So anything that welcomes them, anything that kind of makes you relatable and easy to, do business with, or at least create the perception you are easy to do business with, those are very powerful. Do you have the phone number easily available on their website? Do they have to just press the button and just call? Is the website easy to use? Like all of these things make people like you. And finally, Google reviews. I kind of touched on it in my previous answer. You have to focus on it, right? Because with all of this, they still will check your Google reviews. And if you are not getting a constant stream of 5-star love letter reviews every month, then that will cause you problems.
Why is it important to have those 5-star love letters? Can you elaborate a little bit on that, please?
Yeah, the 5-star love letter reviews are really, really important because, it is kind of how we choose a restaurant, how we choose a dentist, how we choose a veterinarian, how we choose pretty much anything in life today. Like recently, we are planning of, doing a small event and having to cater people. What do? We look at different catering companies and we look at the ones with Google reviews because it's so easy to be fooled by somebody's Instagram reel. We have done that multiple times where we go to a restaurant based on an Instagram video and they suck. Why? Because those are not vetted, right? The owner itself created a wonderful video and he hired somebody to do it, but the experience was just horrific, right? Because what you see on a video is not what you really get. On the other hand, with Google reviews, hundreds and hundreds of people have gone to that particular establishment. They like that establishment. They have given 4.7 stars. And many of them have written paragraphs or, 30, 40 words explaining how much they love that particular business. So it has become how most of us function today. Again, studies show when it comes to veterinary medicine, almost like 85% of the people will not even think about going to a veterinarian with low ratings or low number of reviews.
Absolutely. And Naren, let's get tactical. If Ekwa Marketing was tasked with designing one powerful campaign tomorrow to decrease non-emergency ER visits for a client, what would be its core message and primary components? Just as importantly, what key performance indicators would you track to prove it was successful?
This is an excellent question. I do think successful people don't do 100 things, they do a few things really, really well. So, what are those few things you need to do really, really well? SEO, meaning you need to be in that top 5% that's getting 95% of the free traffic. It's not easy. It takes our clients approximately an year, and we put in 600 hours worth of work to get them there. But you can get into the top 5%. And the reason you want to be in the top 5% is Google makes so much money for ads. So they make sure that 95% pretty much gets very little, almost no free traffic. Therefore, now this 95% is forced to give Google a lot more money in ads, right? So that's number one. Are you showing up and dominating Google search? Number two is, are you getting 10 or more Google reviews every month? And ideally, these should be paragraph reviews, 5-star reviews. Number three, those landing pages that I end up on when I type in a particular keyword, are they easy to use? Do they have welcoming videos? Are they optimized? So those are the three things I will focus on, and I'll continue to focus on as long as I'm in business, because I know if these three things continue to improve, the number of new clients who are calling your office will go up. Now, when it comes to KPI, right? How do you manage your business? Through KPIs. That's what all successful business owners do. Track how many new client calls you're getting every month and where they're coming from. So put different tracking numbers. And my experience is SEO calls are typically 20% the cost of paid ad calls. Track your conversion rate. Now, the average veterinary practice is only booking 1 out of 3 new patient calls or new client calls. Why? Because the teams are not trained on how to handle the calls. Many calls I listen to, because one of the things we help our clients with is coach and help them improve how they answer calls. They don't even ask for the client's name. They don't even build a relationship. They don't even ask for an appointment. So there's so much that can be done that can easily increase your conversion rate from 1 out of 3 to, maybe 60, 70, 80%. That would double or triple your business. Now, many marketing companies don't do this. So find a company that's tracking your calls and that can listen to your calls and tell you what your conversion rate is. Not what your front desk person is telling you, but rather what does the data is really telling you. It's like you want it to be accurate. And last but not least, the key metric I would look at is number of keywords ranking on page 1. If you're ranking for 100 or more keywords on page 1, that means you're crushing it. So those are the KPIs I would focus on to make sure that, I'm doing well with SEO, I'm doing well with my phone, and I'm getting my money's worth from an ROI perspective because I'm getting those new client calls.
Fantastic. Naren, just for the non-technical savvy people, can you expand a little bit on how does ranking for more than 100 keywords translate into ROI?
Yeah, that's a great, great, great question. The way those 100 keywords translate into ROI is typically I think it's kind of like, I'll use an analogy that most of us can understand. There's always the top universities in every field, right? For example, University of Pennsylvania is considered to be one of the top universities for dental, right? So, and similarly, I'm sure there are top universities in every field, right? The top law school could be, maybe Columbia or Harvard Law. So we know those kids who end up going to those schools, their lives 10 years later would be different from the lives of those who went to a regular law school, for example, right? So same way, because Google makes so much money from ads, they create this haves and the have-not. Just like those who went to Ivy League and those who didn't, they have this huge divide. So the ones who are ranking for 100 or more keywords are getting 95% of the free traffic. How do we know this? We've been doing this for 18 years. Google is shrinking the amount of people who are getting free traffic to as little as possible. So now only 5% or less than 5% of the people don't need Google ads, while the 95% have no choice but to pay Google tens of thousands of dollars in Google ads. And because people know it's an ad, they don't trust it. So you need even more Google ads to get the same results. Sometimes it's like $10 spent on Google Ads is equal to $1 spent on SEO. Now, the benefit of Google Ads is it ramps up pretty fast. So if you need a patient tomorrow, it's good. But if you're going to be in business for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, paying 10 times as much month after month doesn't make sense. Take the year, dominate Google, and do really well with that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Naren, for those, actionable tactics. And finally, let's speak directly to the practice owners listening who feel overwhelmed by this problem right now. Their teams are burning out and they know that they need a solution. Beyond a single campaign, can a tailored marketing system provide a sustainable relief? For a clinic owner looking for a comprehensive, long-term solution, how and where can they get started?
This is an excellent question. I think the number one reason people fail in life is not because they don't work hard enough. It's not because, they're not smart enough. It's just that they have the wrong map, the wrong way to think about things. Today, you understood how to think about your marketing, right? Think from the perspective of the buyer, the buyer's journey. Are you helping people find you? Are you helping them like you? And then how are you helping them choose you, right? One of the things we do at no cost is what we call a marketing strategy meeting. So have us tell you, how are you doing when it comes to helping people find you, right? If you're doing great, like meaning you're ranking for hundreds or more keywords on the top 10 results of Google, keep doing what you're doing. But if not, we'll tell you where you stand, where your competition stands, and give you a report card. And finally, now that you know your alternatives, yes, you can spend money on ads, you'll get quick results, but it's going to be eventually 10 times as expensive. Or you can understand the fundamentals of marketing and optimize each part of that cycle and get 5, 10 times better return on investment. And when you are in practice for 5, 10, 20 years, that could turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars in savings. And obviously better results, better clients, better patients, the ones you want, right? Your ICP, your ideal customer profile. If you're targeting people who care about, the overall health of their pets, not just only come to you when they have a problem, go after those keywords. You can really pick and choose who you're going after by the keywords you target. So book that marketing strategy meeting. The link is veterinarybusinessinstitute.com/MSM. It's a $900 value. We spend 6+ hours. Our smartest people spend 6+ hours researching you, your competition, give you the report card and the action plan. Take it, and then now that you know what you need to do, then you can make a decision whether you go with us or somebody else. Pick the company that's going to help you create the future that you want.
Fantastic. And with that, Naren, we have arrived at the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. To our amazing listeners, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. This podcast wouldn't exist without your curiosity, dedication, and unwavering passion for veterinary medicine. Every story we share, every insight we explore is created for you to inspire, to support, and to remind you that the work you do truly matters. If today's episode spoke to you, we'd be deeply grateful if you shared it with a colleague, a friend, or anyone who could benefit from it. And if you could take a moment to leave a review on your favorite podcast platform, it would mean the world to us. Your words help others in our veterinary community discover this space, and together we continue to nurture a community rooted in care, learning, and connection. From all of us here, thank you for showing up, for your patients, for pet parents, and for the incredible work you do every single day. Until we meet again, keep leading with compassion, keep making a difference, and know that your efforts are seen, valued, and deeply appreciated. Take care and enjoy your week.